And the inaugural episode #1 of the RSC SSA podcast. I am Greybeard, along with the Bromeo, S Falcon, and Alex DeFatic. And starting with you, Bromeo, I know you're feeling pumped, alive, awake, and ready for this.
Must be set for stream. I had my bachelor party last night, so the fact that I am alive and here is quite remarkable.
We don't know what sort of information we're going to get out of him, but his face is here at least. and then Sean, I know you're always keen to be in the public eye and on podcasts and doing anything of that nature. So good to have you.
Oh, thanks for having me. I mean, I know I'm always in the background hiding from everybody, but sometimes I just got to show face to see, so that I can show everybody I'm still alive and kicking.
Excellent.
Signs of life are really important, especially in the virtual community.
I love that Sean says thanks for having me, like he was invited to something he's uninvolved in.
I mean, I had to ask to join because I thought, hey, why not?
Good stuff. And then after doing such a good job as a co-host on the draft day, we thought we'd get Alex in. So Alex, all the way from Mauritius.
Hey man, how you doing 2 hours later on the time zones? And no, I saw the replay afterwards of that stream, and I must say you are eloquent, and I'm there.
Alex, you did a bang up job. And look, Alex is so excited to be here. He's subscribed to RSC. Yeah, thanks for the sub, Alex.
Actually, no. Slight correction there. This is my 11th month anniversary of my subscription to RSC SSA. So this channel has been open for 11 months, and obviously I have that nice founder badge because we're part of the top 10 people that have subscribed. But it's been 11 months, guys. 11 months.
11 months. That's amazing. And it felt like forever to get it started. And then now here we are, season 3, 11 months later, rocking and rolling like we know what we're doing.
I mean, I would hope that we sort of know what we're doing by now, but truth of the matter is most days we don't. We just fake it till we make it.
I will say I will say we know more of what we're doing. We're getting better, which is good. All right, I want to say how's it to everybody that's in chat. Oh look, well, Flossie was first. Hello, Flossie, and then the Bromeo's in chat. That's pretty groovy. And then a clever rabbit from Monarch. Hello. And then I think that says Kyle or Caillou. Is it Caillou? Oh, Caillou. It is Caillou. Okay, fine. How's it? Alex DeFatic's in chat. Dubsy, also known as Elvin to Tate. Howdy. And then Falcon and Ginger Mars. How's it, chaps? And I see there's a bunch of other people that are still arriving. So we have a rough agenda, and we didn't want this to be overly produced. We wanted to be somewhere between it looks good, but also for it to feel a little bit like a Discord chat. So that's the vibe we're going for, and we'll see how well we do with that. But I did think the first order of business is, what is our name? Right now, we're just being called. Hold on 1 second. We're having just keep in mind this is an RSC stream, but I'm running the stream and pushing the buttons. So good luck.
That's right. We know where we're at. We know where we're at. I see a whole bunch of things appearing on screen.
Yeah, I know. They're not supposed to. They're getting ahead of themselves.
We're doing well. This is a good start.
Okay, so the first order of business is, what is our name? I mean, you saw on the starting screen it was just the podcast, which is, it lacks a bit of snap and zip that we need. So we asked out on Twitter for some suggestions, and guys, I thought we'd run through the suggestions, see what you think. Maybe we get a few more options in Twitch chat, and I would like us to end day with like 3 or 4 names that we can put out on Twitter for a vote. So these are the suggestions we've had. I'll start with mine. This was my suggestion, the tier list, which I really liked at the time of suggesting, but it's kind of lost my initial enthusiasm. Thoughts on the tier list as a name for the podcast?
I mean, I'll go first on this one because it's a Greybeard suggestion. My job is the one to say, I don't like it very much. I reckon we can do better.
Wow. Okay. Shot down. I'm gonna fight through my self-conscious disappointment.
It's like calling Rocket League the wheels list.
The wheels list.
There's so much more around it.
Holy shit. Okay.
I don't know.
I agree, bro.
I think we're just ripping Greybeard apart now.
Yeah.
It's in the right direction. I like the sound of it.
Oh, do you know what? We call that the compliment sandwich. Don't try and compliment it after you've called me the wheels list. Okay, fine. Let's move on. RSC EU so there's been a few suggestions with the SSA play on words. They went with Serial or SSA Aerial. I thought it was a little awkward. I'm not sure.
Well, I feel obliged that purely because it's an RSC EU suggestion, we should just shoot it down right there and then.
Well, after I got shot down so cavalierly, I'm right behind that movement.
No, we got it. We got it. SSA Aerial is also a little bit SS Aerial. Yeah,
sounds like cereal to me, to be honest. It's a bit confusing.
Cereal.
Okay, fine. No, that's fine. Fair enough. Okay, and then the high frequency suggested all boost, no brakes.
That's cool.
That's okay. Well, you know what? Let me not poison the well. Thoughts?
That reminds me of Bros Before Boost.
Okay. He's literally plugging his song in there right now.
Yeah. Nah, it doesn't say what we're doing here. We're just like talking about RSC SSA, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Then we had Rocket Pod from Rubashian.
That's cool.
Which that kind of says what we're doing. Rocket Pod.
I mean, to be fair, out of all of the suggestions so far, that is the most directly linked to in what we are actually doing. So if I had to vote from the 4, that would be my vote.
Okay, so Rubashian's not getting a bashing, so that's a good start for him. Right, then next up we had this one I like, and I'm not just saying that because the suggestion was from my wife, and saying I like it gets me all sorts of other benefits. Her suggestion was just saying, which I kind of liked.
Do you know what?
It is actually
just as a saying.
Yeah, just saying. Purely because it's a Greybeard wife suggestion, it's immediately better, and I would put that in my top 3 so far. Yes.
Yeah.
I really like that.
All right, cool. Well, there you go. You guys are doing wonders for my personal life. Thank you.
We're trying to get brownie points here.
All right, then.
Our chat seems to be getting behind it as well.
And then your boy Q was the Sub-Saharan Stizzle, which he then also updated with maybe Sub-Saharan Stizzler. And I love Q, and he's right behind SSA. Your thoughts?
Also top 3.
Hey, what, Sean?
I'm not too keen on Sizzler. Sounds a bit I don't know. I don't like it.
It's because it's winter. You'll get it when we get to November, man.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, becomes a thing then.
All right, fine.
I would call the Sub-Saharan Sizzle, one of the top 3. I mean, the top row not so strong. The second row, we're getting there.
Okay, and then the last suggestion from Twitter was from Olympic minor region, major passion. My issue is I think I'm getting a little irritated with the minor region thing. Wearing a bit thin for me.
But this seems more like a chant to me rather than like a motto almost.
Minor region, major passion. Minor region, major passion.
Oh,
like
boost, no brakes. Join the club.
Okay, fine.
I think there's promise there, but we need to be a bit more concise and to the point. Minor region, major passion is also saying that a couple of times. it gets a bit hectic.
Yeah.
We have to think big here, man. We're the biggest Rocket League community league. Yo, that's a lot to say. In the region at the moment. We're not technically minor by our standards at this point in time.
All right, fine. Well, so then as it stands now, unless someone in chat has got an idea, or if someone puts it on Twitter for other choices, right now we're going to put it out to a vote on Twitter, which will be somewhere between just saying Rocket Pod and probably Sub-Saharan Sizzle. One. I think those three, based on what do we got there? 7 on screen. We'll put those out for a vote. Does that work for you guys?
Yep.
I think it does.
And probably gives a chance to everybody until the end of the podcast to submit this suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. And anyone in chat, if you've got a better idea, we are all ears. Okay, good. That was our opening topic. Is we got to find a decent name for ourselves. And then I thought, speaking of names, looking over the rosters for each of the tiers, I'm a big fan of in-game names, and particularly when they're clever or inventive or just a little different. So I thought I'd put you guys to the sword here, or put you on the spot to come up with your 5 best names. I'm going to start with my 5 best. So the ones I went through all the rosters, and these are my favorite. Banana Cat's on the list. Banana Cat's always been a favorite. In playing in high schools and all that, I love the name Banana Cat. Ledge Drill, I don't know what it means and where the name came from, but it is just so out there. I thought it was brilliant. And then Atomic Bomb I really like. I mean, it's kind of an obvious name, but the reason I like it, for a couple of reasons, is that I read it wrong for so long. In fact, it was only in the draft day stream when Alex was like, oh, it's Atomic Bomb. And I went, that's so dumb. Of course it is.
I'm so curious as to how you were, in fact, reading it. You've got to tell us now.
I read it.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Atomic KBM.
No, yeah, I thought it was Atomic Keyboard Mouse.
No, I don't know how you read that. Actually. No.
And I play with him often enough that I've actually developed a habit. Every time I demo him, I actually scream his name.
Is that Atomic Bomb? And then Terribles I like, just because the play on words, terrible. It's just fantastic. I love that. And then another one from long out of the high school scene, Potato with a Gun. I've always loved that name.
Funny story about Terrible. He didn't actually intend on doing it that way.
Really?
Yeah, that was just by chance that it ended up being like 2 different meanings behind that whole name. It was actually funny.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was his initial meaning? That he's terrible, or it was terror?
I think there were 2 meanings. I think he went for terrible, not terrible as in crap at the game kind of story.
Okay, well that's pretty groovy.
A random name. I can't remember exactly what it was because I think I was like on something at that point, but it's okay.
Having spoken with Terrible at length, you'd understand very quickly that the man is a walking pun. So if that was not intentional, I would be very surprised.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so now we go. Now the Bromeo. Give me your 3, or if you can, top 5.
Okay, so this is actually an interesting one because I assistant general manager for the Order of Oaks, and when it came down to draft time and we got to the elite section, we didn't know too many elite players because they're not RSC level yet, and they don't play in my sphere, which is down lower in the prospect. So when it got to the 3rd, 4th picks, we were just picking on the names that we thought were cool, and we saw Spaker, and we're like, yeah, no, that's a strong Rocket League name. And then Borschfell, and I'm like, yeah, that is good. And then it turns out Spaker and Borschfell are not South African names. I thought they were both Afrikaans. One's French, Reunion, and the other one is German, Borschfell. plays out of Germany.
That is
crazy.
amazing. That is amazing.
What
So
are the chances?
are either of them making your list?
I mean, you already picked Alleged Drill, who's by far
No,
the
you
best
can
name.
you can have you can double up. There's no issues with that.
Yeah, so I'd include Alleged Drill. Just having a quick look over this list. I love Swifty Rocks. I mean, I don't know what that even means. I mean, are they Swift Rocks or are they Swifty Rocks, like cool rocks? I don't know. And you know,
Well,
how
you
do
know
you
what?
get to a
I
point?
think it's Swifty Rocks, as in whoa, Swifty Rocks.
UBC, but we're having this conversation now, and I think that was the point.
That's fair. All right, so Spaker, Swifty Rocks, Alleged Drill. You're a fan of, I know.
And in the redirect rival team, there is Look Mom Scope.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know
Oh,
what that means.
I thought I'd be original with that one. Man. I was gonna call it out as well.
Means. And this thing keeps disappearing off screen. Okay, Alex, what are your tops? What are your? Did I miss it?
I was
Yeah.
no worries.
No, shoot. Your top 5
So,
or 3.
I was gonna shoot
four.
that look mom scope first because I really like it. It's like look mom, no hands, look mom,
Yeah.
no teeth, look mom, no scope. But he's like look mom scope, like he needs a scope to do it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go back to my teammates for this question because and you won't see it into the preseason database because I'm not gonna talk about their Discord names, but their in-game names in Epic. So my teammate Matthew's name is Wheatbix, and Doc, who's also his friend. We ended up in the same team together. His name is Future Life.
Yeah.
And these guys are all friends
that's
with
fantastic.
Coconut, and his in-game is Captain Crunch. So
Okay.
I thought that was like really nice, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll just go and spoil the well there and join the joke, and like, so I suggested that I would go as Cornflakes
Okay.
into the game, and they're like, you can't do that because Coconut has Cornflakes on his other account, but he got banned.
Yeah, no. Cornflakes gets you banned, bro. But
Oh, boy.
I saw these dudes. I'm not sure if it's the same guys, but their clan name is the Cereal Killers, like cereal as in Kellogg's.
That's
We
great.
counted them.
And I was like, this is amazing. I didn't even mind losing to them.
Right. So what have we got then for you, Alex? Look, Mong Scope, Weak Bix, and
Look, Scope, Wheatbix, Future Life, Captain Crunch, and I wanted to do a special shout out again for his. I forgot. No,
You-
mind. Can't find it. I had a note somewhere. It's gone.
okay, fine. All right, and then Sean.
My names now. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I've seen these names 100 times over 3 seasons. I swear to God, and I can never remember these names. But
Okay.
I think the names that I do actually that I've always liked, that always just sit in my head, that like tickle the right part, you know, of the brain.
Yeah.
Just a little tickle there, yeah.
Definitely Lemons.
Yeah, no, he's a giddy.
Color Cold has always been a fan favorite.
Which makes no sense to me, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the name
It's a color. It's not a
Pixel
temperature.
Glitch as well.
Pixel Glitch was definitely a close second for me.
That thing rolls off the tongue so nicely. Not gonna lie. Who's the other ones? Damn, I can't remember now. Oh, Bigfoot. I like Bigfoot.
Okay.
And surprisingly, I love saying this name as well. Is Sponsor Bobas.
Yeah. So do you know what that means?
You're gonna have to tell me because I probably don't.
Because no, I finally asked him because I saw him at LAN, and I was like, "This is like the weirdest name out there," and it's basically Afrikaans SpongeBob.
That makes so much sense.
This hurts me.
I like,
But I love it. I love
to-
it. We could get behind it.
I like players' names when I have something to shout when I demo them. Like Falcon, for example. I like because I can scream Falcon Punch.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
That's like Falcon
pretty much
Punch
how
and
we
the boom,
met.
he explodes.
We actually met with him yelling that on the mic. It was actually crazy.
and then Color Cold, for example. I'd like that one time I demoed him. And he's like, dude, could you miss me sometime, please? I'm like, I would, but I don't see color. And then like, it's horrible.
That doesn't make any sense either. What the hell?
All right, fine. Well, there we go. We've covered our top 5 or top few player names. Moving on to our next topic is decals, and I asked on Twitter. I thought this would be far more popular on Twitter. I asked for like, well, what are the hot decals that we've got running in season 3 of RSC? Hold on one second. I've just lost what I need. Wait, we can get rid of this. No, I'm doing well here, boys.
The car designs generally fall flat because it's either a Fennec or an Octane, and don't forget the pearlescent, and there we go. GG.
Yeah.
And the black
Okay, so I think there were only two responses to that tweet, which I'm gonna show you now if everything works.
Oh.
Did that work? No, it didn't. It's showing the wrong thing. Oh, I love how when this works.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Got some YouTube shorts. Be careful, Greybeard.
No. I don't use this machine for anything other than what it has to be used for, because otherwise it's just like it's band bait.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and I can absolutely do without that. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna solve this problem. Talk amongst yourselves, guys, while I sort this out.
Do you know what? I was having a look at some of the presets, and it made me realize just how nice some of the decals are in the league currently, just for the franchises themselves. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but in the server you can download each decal of each franchise, or you should be able to, Sean. You're gonna have to correct me if it's like
I'm
functional.
still busy with that, but yes, you will be able to. Please,
Okay, so Sean's fired. We're looking for a new admin if anybody is interested.
Sorry, I thought I could at least have some me time. I didn't know that I must still like run around the hamster wheel.
Yeah, no, the hamster wheel never stops, man.
Right. Well, these are the two responses we got. This was from Dan the man, and yeah, he said he called it the norm, and that's pretty much sort of pro level Cristianos. And for me, you're either a pro if you have this decal, or you're a tryhard.
What are you talking about? A Fennec with a pearlescent paint?
Exactly. Yes, and the Cristiano wheels.
Okay, it used to be the Diceys, but now it's the Cristianos. I don't know why.
Cristiano's slap, man. They go with everything.
He's got
it's
that
just
bro.
Mutual,
He's got that.
You know what I mean?
And then
He's got that pro tag on ball chasing, man. Don't listen to him.
Okay.
and then this one is from Hecky, but I didn't know if this counts because this is a backers mod do. And I don't know if that's legit because you're the only one on the. I mean, for me, the whole point of a decal is either impress, intimidate, and it's about showing to the other players. This looks incredibly clean to me, but you're the only guy that's gonna see it.
This is true. For intimidation.
Unless somebody
factor.
puts it in their podcast in front of an audience.
Yeah, that's
Well, there
true.
you go. Or if you stream, or if you're streaming your games, you get to
His
see it.
master plan. His master plan is
For
and by-
intimidation factor, I'll throw on the nuclear explosion just for blinding, especially when I play really late at night.
Yeah.
Just to help me score better.
Speaking of Hecky, by the way, I was playing comp yesterday and ran into a lobby with Hecky and Voodoo, which was on the one hand it was a pleasant surprise until they beat me, but which I was a little frustrated with. And then they're all like, "Hey, Greybeard," like they were my friends as they're beating me. I'm so conflicted in ranked when I run into people I know or like. And then they want to be all friendly. It's like, if you want to be friendly, lose the game. Then we can chat all day.
I mean,
But the people remember you too, right? Like they actually sent me a message knowing I was coming here to let you know, hey,
Oh my God, it's just awful.
That actually
I was
happens
gonna
off the
come up
RSC
regardless.
games nowadays as well. If I come across like a close friend or something,
You're such a loser.
I'm like, I expect it, I wait for it, and then I see that Discord notification. I'm like, yo, you little bastard, you see, I can see you. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Well, there's also frenemy situations. Like I meet Chad Stuck quite often, and then I'm like, hey, remember what you did to me in season 2? There you go, take this. Then sometimes
I mean,
all right.
you know, the worst part of being a
chat.
public-facing person is that I'm not very good at Rocket League. I'm in Prospect, and not even like high Prospect. I'm like middle Prospect at best. And, you know, I get into ranked, and somebody recognizes my name, and they're like, oh, I thought you'd be better.
I thought you'd be better. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's my feelings, you know. My day was going great, thank you.
No, I get the. I get the. You know, how can you be so old and wasting your life in a video game? Like go and do grown up shit, which is always fun.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So, hold on. I just got told to refresh Twitter. Ooh, okay. I think we've had some decals posted. Let's. I hope if you didn't use the hashtag RSCS3, you know, it'll be attached to this. Never mind. Ooh, Clever Rabbit. Oh, this is pretty.
Oh, Clever Rabbit always has some solid decal. Like
that's a proper solid decal.
Oh damn!
Is this a backers mod job, Rabbit, or is this
That
what
is
you
very much
actually
a
have in
backers
your
mod job.
inventory?
Has to be a backers
that's
mod
one
thing.
he had. No. I think that's one he actually has because he was moaning the other night that Kirika stole his preset.
Nah.
Oh, he says all natural. Yeah, okay.
No
That,
Botox, guys.
that is very,
injection.
very clean. Oof, it's actually quite delicious. Nice one, Rabbit. Anyone else? Well, I'll refresh one more time before we move forward to see what else we got. No? Oh, no, here we go. Oh, Kirika, no backers mod. Hold on.
Okay.
What? With an alpha cap?
No.
Kirika, I had no idea you were
She's
that
got
wealthy.
stuff though.
Scroll down.
She's got stuff. When we were closing down the tradings, I opened a channel in the bro community for her to give shit away in the last few hours, and she gave so much stuff, and so like she's got everything, like doubles.
Kirika, is this legit? I need confirmation
Yes, sir.
from Kirika. And she said yes, sir, but I don't know what she's saying yes, sir, to.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's saying yes sir to you on this being legit, but yeah, that's wild.
That is wild.
It looks like Photoshop though.
It does actually.
Well,
I'm
if
calling
it-
cap on this one.
Kirika's adamant that it's legit. Well, if it is, this is certainly the most expensive preset out on the RSC pitch, I think.
Well, it used to be.
Well, yeah, well, you can... Yeah, that is true. You've just made me sad now, Sean. Thanks.
I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. We were all
They're asking
upset
for the
about
tattoo.
Yeah.
That wound
in
hasn't
chat.
healed.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All in good time. We've got an agenda here, peeps. Oh, okay. A Merc. I don't know. Isn't rocking the Merc like an auto disqualification?
Yes, it's
He's done a good job at making it look like hyper trash. Like,
It does.
like you see that car, you don't want to be friends with them. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like imagine, I think the worst thing about encountering what would be worse than encountering that car across the field would be if that teammate solo queues next to you, and he's got that decal, and you're like, okay, we're gonna have to like manage the situation now.
Have you
It's
seen?
very-
have
it's
you
very
seen those
Leatherface.
tooth wheels? Have you seen those tooth wheels?
Yeah,
No.
So
Have you not
prob-
seen them?
No.
Oh my god.
I probably have them, but yeah. Ooh, that is hectic. Okay, what else? Did anything else come in? I think that is it.
I mean, that's the kind of decal you need to take a shower after having played with it.
All right. Well, keep them coming, guys. Hashtag RSCS3. if you want your hot preset featured on future episodes of the podcast. All right, what's next on the agenda? Okay, so next on the agenda is how seriously are people taking RSC? And I know there are some people who they're hard to get scheduled into games. You wonder why they signed up at all. There are others who are causing beefs. They're in there, they're making the thing. But you have serious, and then you have committed. And
I love how he led into that.
Like straight into it. This is honestly one of my favorite things.
Yeah, you've got to tell this story because this is next level madness.
No, do you know what? It's the Order of Oaks started out of a fun conversation about, imagine starting an org that is not taking itself seriously, and then somebody goes and gets themselves a tattoo, which is possibly the most serious thing you can do. But it started off in the general chat. I think I was chatting with Olympic, and he says, like what it'll take for you to get an Order of Oaks tramp stamp. Because make no mistake, that is not just a tattoo. It is a tramp stamp. It is about 5 centimeters away from being very uncomfortable. And
hold on, what side of the body is this on?
It's about 4 centimeters away from the butt crack.
Oh, so it is a proper tramp stamp. That's
wait.
amazing.
So that's your shirt that we see at the top there.
But it's not me.
Or the bottom.
No, this isn't Bromeo. This isn't Bromeo. He didn't get that drunk.
No.
Okay.
What makes this even better is that this is on some person who isn't even part of our org.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They weren't even drafted by Order of Oaks. I'm not at liberty to reveal them without them revealing themselves. But I am so super chuffed with this tattoo. And, just to explain the tattoo a little bit more, Order of Oaks uses the Celtic knot for brotherhood. Also looking very hard and very tit and very cool. So at least there's a little bit of meaning into the tramp stamp because, why not have a Celtic knot for brotherhood 5 centimeters away from your butthole?
All right, so we're not doxing the owner of this tattoo, but if the owner of the tattoo's in chat and wishes to dox themselves, you're more than welcome. But we'll leave the coming out to the person who has that privilege. Okay, well, there you go. So the big question is, how committed are you? One of the best expressions I read in a book, and I believe it's like a military or marine or air force thing, is what do they say? They say a chicken is dedicated because it gives its eggs, but a pig is committed because it gives its life. And so the expression is you're committed like the pig, and this is definitely committed like the pig.
I mean, wow, that was quite a deep...
never heard that in my life.
Yeah, no, I've never heard that either. I mean, committed
there
like
you
a
go.
pig.
So next time I say committed like the pig, you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
To be honest,
you got it.
You've said so many sayings that go straight over my head, and I actually have to have you explain them to me. It's insane.
But do you know what? I think that's a very cool tattoo. So come end of season, I know I said it in chat already, but if Order of Oaks take top franchise, I'll get one of those bad boys on me as well.
Okay, good man. All right, so I love. So Critical Force says, it's bad when the tattoo is better than the actual logo. Ouch! Ouch! Got fired.
You check these guys coming out of the woodworks, throwing a little bit of flames. I'd love to see your tattoo, bro. Just send us a picture. We'll put it up in chat. Good tattoo, man.
It's been applied with critical force.
Good one. Okay. Well, speaking of Order of Oaks, there's a little bit of an announcement which Bromeo, I will leave to you to make.
Do you know what? So for a draft day, we put out a little competition. And it basically went like this. Whoever had the hardest and tittest comment in the chat on draft night got to win a copy of Bootfighter. So after relentless competition and a lot of slang vocabulary, we finally came out with a winner, and that is Eben Venter, like Eben One Venter if you want to be, pedantic about it. But it says, congratulations to Eben One Venter for mooring the competition and snagging a copy of Bootfighter. Hectic. So that he can assert his dominance in gaming prowess. Absolute legend, brother. So congratulations, Eben. You get to have some fun playing with Bootfighter TM. And I couldn't be prouder. We're probably going to do this some more over the course of the season, because Hard Eddie is the hardest and tittest oak out there.
Well, Ender in chat says, I still don't get this language for real. Ender, we got to get you out of Cape Town, bro.
No, Ender. The language just doesn't get you, bro. That's how it works. Because if you are not born in the Vaal Triangle, if you did not attend school in some Joburg place, you probably won't understand what I'm saying right now, even.
Can you read the line? What was the line?
What's the line?
That he won with.
Oh, I could probably.
Unprepared.
But you're wrecking our production quality here.
Yeah, no, listen, that's not a question to fire at severely hungover Bromeo, but yeah, nice one. If he can find it, we'll come back to it.
Like if a guy tells you that he can bench 120, you just accept that he can bench 120 and then you move on. You don't go, oh, bro, let me go and fetch my bench press. Prove it here right now.
So we were talking about decals. That was our item before. Now this is not something I discussed with you guys, but I like the idea, and I don't know what your thoughts are on it. But if you cast your mind back to the RLCS London Major, they premiered or debuted a ball design for the London Major, which I thought was such an epic idea. And I loved the way it looked. I thought that was a great innovation. And we have an RSC ball, but I thought, there are people who do this sort of thing. I'd love to maybe have a little design contest for an RSC Season 3 ball. So it's only for Season 3, and then see if anybody in the community who's kind of this way design inclined, we get a couple of designs in, and then we vote one, and that becomes our official ball for Season 3.
Do you know what? I think that's a fantastic idea. Community, if you're watching this, show us your balls.
Oh my word, that didn't take long. We should have left the tramp stamp section for the end. Oh my word.
I actually was not ready for that at all.
No, there's so much unlimited potential into the ball design, but just remember, try and keep it PG, because if it is good, we still want to be able to put it up on TV and not get banned. So
yeah, exactly.
That would be nice. I mean, I like our current RSC ball. It's quite nice, but London did go pretty hard with their design and gave us a little bit of FOMO. So yeah, guys, if you're out there and you know how to design balls, and you like looking at balls all day, then this project's for you, bro.
Yeah, I just like the idea of having a unique one for the season, like that was a Season 3. But anyway, as I said, I hadn't sort of pre-cleared any of this. I just threw it out there. But I'd love to see some designs. So if there are designs, get them into us, and let's see if we can have a Season 3 ball.
Yeah, give us your balls, guys. Give us your balls.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's
We're getting cancelled.
The next thing I wanted to talk about was and I know that there has been, I'm not au fait with it all, I've not kept on top of it all, but I've seen a bunch of beefs. There are some franchises who are kind of getting into it. We saw a little bit of it showing its head here with Critical Force having a slap at the Oaks. So who's beefing out there? What are the big beefs ongoing?
Just Order of Oaks with anybody, to be honest.
Oh my god, they've pretty much. I mean, honestly, I'm actually happy it's here, that it's actually developed this whole franchise beef banter thing that's going on. I can't, it's like so exciting just waking up and then reading the Discord chats, and then you see all this crap that's going on. I mean, I'll even take a gander in the Order of Oaks Discord, and they're just going at it, and we're just like, okay.
Do you know what, Mr. Falcon, I would agree with you, but that means I would be agreeing with a Dynasty player, and everybody knows that Dynasty is literally the worst franchise out there.
Oh my!
You know, we are lining up our
Like
diss track,
the worst.
and you are at the top of the list.
Honestly, but you know, you're talking about diss tracks, but I don't see it. It's not here.
It takes time.
I don't see the link. Do you know what else
Quality
takes time?
takes
Good
time.
comebacks, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's at school they said, you know, if you took a little bit too long to respond, they said it's not a comeback, it's a comeback later.
So basically, what happened is we didn't have any beef to report. So
Yeah,
we decided to make one right now, and like and report on that. Like this
I
is
do
what's
know
happening.
that Dynasty is going to start crap with Unitox. Definitely Order of Oaks at the top of the list. And DSQ. But that's purely just because Flocy and myself and Rabbit, obviously, we took the trophy away from him, as he likes to call it. I call it a fair and square beat, but he won't admit that, but it's okay.
You know, I don't mind the gang rivalries. I'm not too worried about beef in the Rocket League community because the windows on Fennec don't wind down, so you don't have to worry about drive-bys. So we're good. We're good. We have no problems. We can say whatever we want. There are no repercussions, except if it breaches terms of service. But calling Dynasty fat is quite easy, and nobody gets too offended.
Man, if only you could play Rocket League the way you diss people.
We've established it's not
For real.
fat,
There
it's
we
large
go.
and in charge. Large and in charge.
I do like well Critical Force are doing their best in chat to get things going there. They had a slap at you guys just now, and now there's another one coming. Order of Oaks should hold on, I just missed it. Order of Oaks should be changed to Old Oaks, to be honest. Ouch. I mean, it is the franchise of the middle-aged spread.
Do you know what? The only critical force that I deal with is when I've eaten too much pizza and have to visit the ablutions afterwards.
Okay, well, let's keep it going, and why can't we?
I see Voodoo's piping up in chat, but I can't hear him from the bottom of the board, so it's okay.
Snap.
Oh, hey.
Gee. Falcon's
Remember,
getting
guys,
violent, please.
remember to keep it civil, keep it friendly, and we must just all be nice and get along, okay?
Yeah, remember, if you want to keep it civil, make sure you're smiling when you say it so they cannot be confused for, you know, an actual argument.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Well, now I think we're going to go and have a quick roundup, and there's not too much, and we're doing this roundup so that it will encourage people to use the RSC hashtag RSCS3. If there's content you want us to see, and this is the easiest way to find the content, use the hashtag on Twitter, because then we can get it rounded up. So we're going to have a quick run through of the hashtag over the last few days. It hasn't been overly busy, but I'm sure in the weeks to come it will be. And we'll just have a quick look at what's been on Twitter. This out of Fort Templar, which is my franchise, and although I do have a feeling I'm going to get cut, so I don't know how in love I need to be, but yeah, we got to see. We'll see. But for now, it is my franchise. And Mel, the AGM, said reasons Fort Templar is the best in RSC: 1 Mel, 2 Mel, 3 repetition, 4 consistency, D, a huge budget for graphics, not a single.
You should see the comments.
Oh, my OCD is breaking. I can't.
Oh no! What's happening? Am I missing?
No,
like,
because he went 1, 2, 3 Roman numerals 4 and then D.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? I missed that. That's actually brilliant. That's
That is
actually
detail.
brilliant.
No,
Actually, that whole thing's very good.
my
I can't look
favorite
at
part
this
of it. My favorite part of it is because nobody can say otherwise, and then look in the comments. Just open it up there. Have a look.
Which one are we looking at?
At Mal's post.
The comments. There's 2 comments in there.
Oh,
Open the
2
comments
comments.
and
Oh, I missed. Okay, we got to look at the. No, I don't want
Because-
to comment.
It's undeniable, and no one can say otherwise.
We say otherwise. Okay. Otherwise. Okay,
Otherwise?
good. Otherwise. Oh, and no mention of greybeard. Yeah, no, and
no,
look at that.
fair
I
enough.
didn't get I don't even know who liked it. For goodness sake. Okay.
I mean, good
what
thing is that people can't tell who liked it right now, so that could have been.
Yes. Is that it? I thought there was one other thing I wanted to see, but that's all I'm seeing on the hashtag right now. Oh, there was. Hold on, there's a very important thing I actually wanted to show. Where is that? Why has it not come up here? Let
Did they
me.
delete it?
No, but it's actually pretty cool. I love that we got that. Someone did RPC S3, which is a PlayStation thing, but mistagged it. So we got like this random PlayStation quote in the middle of our hashtag. I can't. Do you know what? I need to actually. I need to find this now because they did use the tag and now it's not coming up, and that makes me. Critical Force. What's Critical Force's? There it is. Critical Force Gaming.
Quick Force Gaming.
Force Gaming. I actually wanted to show this video. I thought this was pretty cool, and they did tag RSC S3. So I'm gonna play this quick.
You ain't food chain.
Wait, get it. Let's get it nice and big. Let's go.
You just right. All these bitches is my pets like Chia. Deuce, yeah, wouldn't wanna be ya. Bitch, move, I ain't stressing about you. Point through at your dome like doors, like wouldn't wanna be ya.
Jaws.
It would have actually been so much better if they didn't say screenshots.
I realize you guys are talking. I don't know if anyone can hear you because I don't know if you've got the audio of this.
Nope. We do. Okay, you're getting all that.
Yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, they're sending screenshots.
You ain't food chain. You just
Anyway, I thought that was pretty groovy.
It is very good.
Nice little bit of content there. All right, so now
They've been doing very well in actually producing content and stuff. It's fantastic, especially as a new franchise in the scene.
Yeah.
And how are they? Well, now we're sort of coming to we're gonna be getting to some results shortly, so we can actually see what's actually going out on the pitch and who's doing what out there. But before we do that, I want to talk about the map rotation for season 3, and like we have. Like the idea I had about having a unique ball for season 3, we should have season 3 map rotation. But I like the idea of having the new map, which comes out on Wednesday. So we haven't actually seen it, but there is a trailer for it. So I'll show the trailer and get the general thought on maybe we have this as map 1 in our rotation for season 3. Let's have a quick squiz.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing it.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it does look clean. I feel like I've seen a lot of BMW before, but the map itself is pretty clean. I like it. I like what they're doing with the pitch nowadays. They're making the pitch more easy to look at and navigate. And this isn't an excessively bright map, so again, that swing will keep explaining every 3 seconds that they can't see.
They also complain about dog.
Yeah, no, they also complain about that. But I feel like as far as sustainable maps go, this is pretty low down there.
Yeah, because there's a stage where it actually becomes a risk when you're hosting your games because you just put standard rotation of maps and then there's always like one orc that's like, no, this I refuse, like part of the banned maps, and you just want to put the damn settings on the default thing. As part of the people that don't complain much about maps, but I still recognize like there's like intergalactic one, like the one with like a whole asteroid demolition in the background. The contrast of dark and like super bright is actually annoying, and that's a good move. Like at least it shows that they hear the players, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not so hyped about the new season.
No, I
feel like it's more of the same, just better done. But it's still not what the community is reaching out for, which is like a better integration with our pro circuit, with our championships, with our communities. It's not about the content. We're not Fortnite. We're not. It's not that. It's like I don't know. Find a way to make money out of competition. That's where their heads should be at.
Alex, this is very not Rocket League about you. You need to be a better fan. You need to be happy with your demo cam and take it. Just be happy.
Demo cam. I'm excited about the demo cam.
Yeah, so they've taken us down. Alex just took us down a dark road. We're just talking about all we were saying, bro, is like this will be map 1 in rotation. That was the proposal. That's all.
Everybody, like, look how cool this map is. Check all the changes coming, and then Alex is like, the world is ending, and we're all gonna die.
and I don't necessarily disagree with you, although I have to say, I am actually quite excited about it. I do get the feeling that there is being more effort made to improve gameplay. I mean, we've seen for the first time in years actual gameplay changes with the boost meters. That was a very good change. And then now, as was alluded to, the demo camera, so you'll see what side you're going to spawn on after you've been demoed. I think that's a pretty epic change, no pun intended. And then we're also getting weekend tournaments, Saturday and Sunday. We can play 2v2s on South African servers. Yay! So things are going, but I hear you, Alex. I hear you.
No, that's massive, because I can't play with SA players for tournaments because you guys tend to play more in EU and maybe in North Africa servers, Middle Eastern and whatnot. And I can't do that. I have to go to Asia. I have to go to India. I have to go to those circuits to get like 120 ping. So now I get to play with my buddies in tournaments.
Yeah.
There you go. Excitement.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
All right,
I'm
Alex,
very excited for the demo cam. Oh my gosh, it's going to make things so much easier in terms of comms.
I'm 50-50 on that. I like the innovation, but I liked it was the one bit of RNG in Rocket League, a little bit of uncertainty, which I kind of enjoyed. But on the other hand, as a player, absolutely, I get it. So I'm 50-50 on the demo cam.
Oh, do you know what? I honestly think it's a huge thing, because one of the most annoying things for me is when I spawn and it's like I'm coming out of cryo sleep and I have no idea where I am, and the ball's busy rolling towards goal, but I turn the other way, and that for me is, you know, I'm glad that we don't have to do that no more.
Or you spawn and bump a teammate that's trying to make a crucial save.
That's still going to happen because he's not. Oh, actually, you know what? I think with the cam, everybody will get to see what side. I would assume that everybody will get to see the trail. So I'll know what side my teammate's going to spawn on.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think
it'll just be the player
you got demoed, because the moment they reveal that just means that the person is going to be vulnerable to chain demos, and they won't let that happen, I guarantee you, because the griefing would be off the charts.
So Olympic will pop off, you're saying?
Imagine demoing somebody and then knowing exactly where they're going to appear in 3 seconds. No, they wouldn't do that.
We will see on Wednesday. Okay, fine. All right. Well, Alex, we're now coming to you because you're going to give us the roundup. You're going to give us a little bit of what's what in RSC Season 3 preseason.
Right. So I went around the map, the tiers, and I actually went from 10th picks to first pick for each tier in Prospect and Rivals to see basically go back to what was their main pick and what does the team look like now and what do they have to do, because let's not forget tonight there have to be 5 teams left, so a lot of people are scrambling to get their 6th player out, and next week we'll be down to 4. So there's a lot of teams that are already down to 4. Some got lucky and got lucky in a way because they only got to pick 5 players in the first week, so they don't have to eliminate the 6th player this week. And others are probably scrambling right now to make a decision and get rid of them. So maybe we'll help them by just going through their numbers and going through their stuff. And it's very interesting, actually, because I went through this earlier today, and getting to see the main pick and the rest of the story that happens afterwards kind of tells you where they're at and if they're looking good in their original plan or if they're kind of like looking for options. And the first case I'm going to talk about is going to explain that completely. DSQ Esports was 10th franchise to pick prospect during draft day, and they picked Jadster, 1240 CMV, and that's the player they released immediately afterwards.
No, but I know the story
First in,
that.
first out.
No, because
First in, first out.
he was
he's getting recycled.
Yeah, he was under the impression that he would be in Rival, and there was a last-minute cap adjustment, so a couple of the Rival players dropped down to Prospect, and he was one of the unlucky few. And he found out he was going to be playing in Prospect. He's like, you know what, bro, I just want to play with my friends, and now that I'm not a Rival anymore, it's chalked. So he threw in his towel like the day he was drafted. So that's a bit of a sad story, but he's a very good player, and I hope to see him again in season 4 maybe.
So the final budget then for DSQ Esports in that situation ends up being way too high, and their margin for elimination is 1,140. So they have to eliminate the number 1 player, Creven. Like, unless they get players brought in, there's only 1 player that can go and make this team legal. Moving on to Order of Oaks, the Trollers, is a very interesting story that looks so complicated on the surface. I'm not going to try to unpack it because their first main pick was Creatives, and then they picked Beer Machine afterwards, which is their keeper pick. Yes. Romeo and Beer Machine were always meant to be in the team, so they could have easily been a 4th or 5th pick, but they already kept their keeper picks coming in. Right now, they have 6 players. If you average out the players they have to cut, it's 975, which is interesting because they got 2 players underneath that. But the players they got above that are actually quite a way above that. So they have to make tough decisions on who's going to go.
I mean,
between the top 4 players.
It's about vibes, bro. It's about vibes.
It's about vibes. There you go. So they know what they're doing, but I'm just saying they're not the most comfortable looking team at this stage in prospects, because in Rivals they're actually doing quite well. In Dynasty now, the Jokers have picked Clerks as their main pick. It's an okay team. You can see their formation. They got options. They got players to go.
It's an okay team. Yeah, I agree.
They got 1,115 average to cut, which is basically their top 3 players. So they just got to find who's working well with the low levels and keep on going. The bro community has picked Pixel Glitch is a high demand player. Actually, I was surprised that he was picked so late in the draft. Pixel Glitch, and they did such a great management. Kurika must have worked really hard on making numbers work, because at the moment they are literally able to fire anyone in their team, and the team of 4 still works. So they've got options on just chemistry, and that's it.
Do you know
there's 2 teams in prospects that have that situation, and I'm going to go back to that because because it's my team, the other one. Anyway,
but I gotta say, a Kurika team is always gonna be a very well-oiled, well-managed, well-structured team, because she runs the numbers, she does it right, and I think every single time, every season, I look at the caps, and she's gotten it so close to the mark every time. She's just one of those people who doesn't miss a beat, so I'm not surprised by that information in the slightest.
Yeah. If like they might not be the top player right now for this specific pick, but definitely you can see the work has been done to give options. Like they're going somewhere. They can just work on doing some scrims and finding who's gonna actually take them further. Redirects Esports with Accelerate has picked Berserker, which I don't know Berserker. I haven't seen him in tryouts. And it's surprising because the first main picks usually are the people that are very present in the tryouts, like the people that have been tested and they know they need this guy to get moving. I don't remember him. Did you see and count him, Romeo?
I mean, I didn't, and that's a very interesting point. Is that it highlights why tryouts are so important because, at the end of the day, when you want to make informed picks, if they went to tryouts and you saw them, that would have been it. It could be that he just uses a different in-game name, and that's why we don't recognize.
Don't connect the dots.
To be honest, it was a bit of an awkward one during draft day in the call at that time. I mean, I don't mean to speak bad about Redirect at all. I love Hazard to bits. He's done brilliant work in season 2 with the stream, especially. But
I think they were for a big drop.
It got
closer to the mic.
It got awkward. Sorry, every time I speak, I'm further away from the mic. Then the volume changes. My bad. He got confused at some point when I called out his name to call, and he actually called Beer Machine to be a part of the team. I think then it was a panic pick, and then went for Berserker, which was probably the first one he saw at the time.
Well, it's an okay formation, but they got to eliminate one person tonight, and they have to pick between the top 3. So in there, we have Berserker, Van Hooyen, and Jakes the Snakes, which all 3 of them are probably people that we're gonna see in the playoffs in this season for sure. So I don't know who I would pick to get rid of. Jakes the Snakes actually was their second pick, which I feel like was probably a little bit more intentional. Let's just put it at that.
I mean, I can just imagine the chaos there. It's like, and what is your first pick this league? We would like to pick the general manager of Order of Oaks.
Taking their whole franchise. There you go. We're going to own their server at the end of that day.
Oh, shame. No, it was obviously a blunder, but there's always shenanigans going on inside the draft day call at the time.
It's a chaos time.
XP Esports has picked Yash and Slowpokes as the first and second pick, respectively.
Not too bad.
And they released Kuroi Neko, already also known as Black Cat, I think. And so they are down to 5 teams already. So you got a week of respite, but that's not necessarily good news, because for them, they still have to eliminate one of their top 2 players. They can't do anything else but eliminate one of the top 2 players. So the bottom 3 are gonna have to stay, and that's not ideal. You want to have like a duo at the top to lead your team. It's always a bit dangerous to just have one very strong player and then train everyone else. It gets a bit complicated. Next one is Shadow Esports, and we get to 4th pick. So these guys had the luxury of being the first to get the players they wanted, and Shadow Esports pick Silver. Probably the strongest pick you can make in this season, basically picking the captain of the last season's finals winner to run your team. He's solid and he's like obviously been working on his skills during the break. And did they make him captain? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Yes, he's captain of the team.
They did. They're also one of the few franchises that have made no player trades. None.
No player trades.
Far.
And
so far.
The thing that's a bit risky for them is that they got 6 players and they have to eliminate 2. And the 2 players they have to eliminate has to be in their top 3. Mathematically, it doesn't work because the 3 bottom ones are too far apart. So it will, and if we're just considering that Silver stays, the chances for Joss and Sixpenny are like getting a bit thin. So I don't know. Obviously, the players are busy proving themselves during the week. We also have to see how they're performing in the matches.
Yeah.
We beat them 4-0. And
wow,
hectic.
Using the platform.
No,
so
you're right.
that gets us to the top 3 pickers for prospects. Number 3 for template pick DSF Kai. who's one of the star players of Prospect this season, definitely. He's proven himself all around. They've already got 5 players only, and they got to eliminate someone in their top 3. So 4 Templars looking cozy there. They got Kai, Crunchy, Papi, Misty Dragon. Snipes is the only one that's kind of an unknown at this point, but I've seen him play and he's actually quite decent. It's not a platinum just loitering around. He's actually worth his money. And so they got good options, and they're looking like a very strong team for this season. Which gets me to the number 2 pick, myself by Unitox, and the only other franchise that can pick any player they want to eliminate. So Voodoo must have done a really good work in terms of like looking at his numbers, because right now it's all about chemistry again, and any player that gets the boot, the rest of the team can play without a problem. And 5 players only, so safe for another week. Which gets us to probably the most interesting pick of this prospect, and the number 1 pick, Critical Force, picked up Mr. Coconut first and AVN second. Which is the first pick is a very strong pick. Coconut has been blowing everyone's minds in tryouts. I was there and I heard people commenting about him, and I knew from before the draft they started that people were shouting at each other to get him. But the second pick being AVN puts them in a bit of an awkward situation.
Yeah, that's
because
a tough
they
one.
have to eliminate one of their top 3, and there's AVN and Coconut, and then the third one that's part of that list that they have to eliminate is Bruv himself, the GM, which was the final runner-up in season 1 and season 2 with me. So I know from experience that if he's not the GM and the captain of the team, he's actually a very solid rotator. And so for me, like they got to choose between AVN and Bruv at this point. And I don't know. Scream will tell what they do.
I'm just having a look at the numbers here, and they won't be able to afford the team if they just drop Bruv. So it's definitely a horse race between AV and Coconut.
No, it's on the mark. The margin is 1,035, which is exactly
it makes it exact. Yeah. But then they're not going to drop Bruv. Bruv wants a draw. He's playing with 50 rocks. His chum.
That's what I said.
Isn't he, pardon the pun, critical to that decision?
Critical to that force.
He knows what's happening over there. Oh, but funny enough, he's not the captain. 50 rocks is the captain.
But there's a rank issue there, surely. I mean, in terms of who has rank.
Yeah, well, one's the general manager and one's the assistant general manager. That's the rank.
Yeah.
And getting messages getting fired in my Discord right now. I don't know if I've been putting my feet where I shouldn't. But anyways,
well, there's
which you guys want to move on to rivals?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's run
Great.
it.
So same concept, right? We're starting from the 10th picker, which was Unitox, actually, funny enough. So their team, Gelbview.
So if you guys haven't picked up on it yet, Unitox picked named their teams after breeds of cattle. So they are literally cows. They're cows.
It's the only team that's like, because I had a word with Voodoo about this, and I thought this was brilliant. They're the only team that's making an effort to recycle their names properly every season. They actually find a theme and stick to it, but like every season, and they paid homage to the South African heritage here, even though technically they're an EU team. And that's nice.
Well, also interesting is that 2 are African breeds and 2 are European breeds. And
I did not know that.
That's a further, juxtaposition homage to the fact that one's an EU org and one's an SA org, and they picked oxes. So, it makes sense.
Cows.
If you unpack it enough.
Ox. Oh shit. Okay.
So Bromia throwing out the word juxtaposition there. I know, just trying to use big words so he sounds more photosynthesis.
The correct word there is verbose.
Verbose. Gelbvier, yes. So their first pick was Domino, and their second pick was Stolzy. I was some private to a bit of feeling there, but I'm very happy to see that Domino is actually thriving in that team. There was word that he was going to drop getting a rival team to try and make his mark in Elite instead, but he's such a great player to play around. Obviously, he's one of the stars of rival for this season, and obviously he's going to be doing very well. They got Stolzy in their pick, so 5 teams again. They've got to cut one player because they already released Creevy. But they have to pick a player in the top 3. So that makes it that the bottom 2 players are safe. There has to be one of the top 3 players that goes, and this is Sora Karma. Assuming that Domino has a spot kept, then it becomes between Stolzy and E. And I don't know, Stolzy's already captain for preseason, so he's obviously well integrated in the team. I don't know either. Well, you guys are welcome to put your 2 cents in there. I don't know this player. So yeah, it looks like the team is shaped up already, kind of thing.
It's looking pretty good. I mean, what's amazing is that the MMR of their top player versus their bottom player is 100 MMR. That's
crazy. It's
crazy. That means it's a very, very well balanced team. But I do know that they have to get rid of one of their top 4. And
top
then
3.
Yeah, top 3.
No, top 3.
You did the
math.
math. So they're looking at either Domino E or Stolzy. Stolzy's got the captaincy, so I don't think they're gonna. It just means Domino E unless they manage to find a favorable trade.
Yeah. Which brings us to Nightfall from Shadow Esports. Thank you for correcting me during the draft day. It's pronounced Wavy. Got picked by Shadow Esports and Cherry as well. Their first pick there, Wavy. It's a very complicated team actually. They got very high level MMR and low level MMR. I'm not sure how well spread out they are, because at the moment their options are kind of like restricted. Technically, they can take from the top 4 players because they have 2 players to eliminate in that top 4. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And that's not good. You want to keep your options open to the point where you can have like 1 player in or out. But because of that gap, even if they eliminate one of the higher level players, it still doesn't create the space for them to keep lower level players in the mix. So they don't really have a lot of creative options for building a team. Dynasty Jax picked Complex as their first pick, which seems to be going well for him so far. However, they did pick Sebastian as the second pick, which got traded to Order of Oaks.
No comment.
The Oak that made that deal is with us today.
We allowed it.
So I'm not gonna talk freely about this. Hey, no, I'm not gonna say anything. Don't worry.
We traded Sebastian for Nanashi.
Which I'm actually pretty cut up about because I really like Nanashi.
Which I know Nanashi.
Do you want to give us
well,
like a exclusive interview on the reasons why?
I don't think it's too deep. I think I think Beer Machine, our benevolent ruler and leader, sees value in Sebastian, and I think that's it.
But to be honest, it's not even like trading away a bad player for a good player or a good player for a bad player.
Yeah,
they're relatively the same. It's just how do they fit within the teams now? Since
they are equivalent.
Yeah, I've taken my foot off the pedal there because I was emotionally invested in my players. I get attached. So I was like, Beer Machine, you make the hard decisions. You do what you need to do. And he's like, okay, all right. No, we're vibing. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of that decision there.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Which gets us to the first complete team for the rivals, which is Bro Community. Brolific has signed Color Cold first, which is their keeper pick.
Yeah.
And I know I said this thing about your keeper picks should be last because you want the players that you can't have those guys are reserved for you anyways. But for Color Cold, I don't know, it kind of almost makes sense because like Color Cold is peaking at this point. Everyone's been talking about him.
Alex,
And
sorry to interrupt
just in
you.
case.
Sorry
just in
to
case.
interrupt you, yeah. But keeper picks are predetermined based on their CMV. So if they are higher up on the list, they are locked in around 1. If they're around 2, they'll be around 2 keeper pick. Based on their CMV.
So there is an explanation. I was
Yes.
wondering about that during draft day, and now obviously,
Yeah, it's
I
like
did
you
not
know,
know that.
a keeper pick is a forced pick. So you have a list of everybody in that tier, and rated from high to low MMR. So depending on where you fit there is depending on which round that keeper pick is. Because, say for example, you wanted to pick me, I would be a 3rd round keeper pick because I'm smack bang in the middle of prospect, and that's what the system determines what would be a fair time to put me in, so we don't have to use a higher or lower pick.
So the CMVs are sliced per order. So there's 10 players for this
So it
first round.
slices
et cetera,
them
et
every
cetera.
10 players. It sections them for the
Okay, my bad.
the
Yeah.
round.
Well,
That's it.
it doesn't take away what I'm saying though. Is
No, for
that
sure.
Color Cold's been doing so well in and out of the game that he's obviously worth being a first pick for Bro Community, and they played their cards very well. They already eliminated the extra weight. Sorry, Knifequake, I didn't mean to call you that. And he got traded to DSQ Esports, and they already got their main roster of 4 already set up. And I would assume they are lined up for. They got a loss and a win. There's a lot of games that have to be played tonight to be
No,
to
the cutoff
be
is
valid.
Wednesday. The cutoff is Wednesday.
Next week,
for
Wednesday.
the
Next
for
week,
the
Wednesday.
preseason games. Okay.
They still have a whole week to decide on who their 4 players will be before the end of preseason.
Yes, that's for sure. But I wasn't sure when the cutoff for the games, preseason games before the playoffs were.
Wednesday.
Redirect Esports got wrecked as the first pick.
Got wrecked. Okay. See what you did.
And yeah, it's a great pick for them. Unfortunately, they are really struggling with their roster there. Like they have to eliminate both players from the top 2, otherwise it doesn't
Both.
work. Which is kind of crazy because that means Wrecked and Wormy have to go, and the others can stay.
Or
So
they could look at a promotion, because I see that they've got 5 elite players, which means they could decide that Wormy is a little bit of expensive to keep in rival, so they could just sub him up to substitute elite, and that would make decisions a little bit easier because they do have a very bloated rival roster at this point.
Yeah, and also I don't know if that's a glitch. There's 8 players in the master tier.
No, that's
is
not a
that
glitch. No,
It's just their transfers have been doing that way. Okay.
it's just the draft order. If there's leftover players, remember everybody gets picked.
Yeah.
So for that to happen, it means that that when you're in like 10th or 11th pick, you get 2 picks. They probably got those 2 extra picks as the last picks before it closed off. So that's how they got more players than, like, for example, Shadow, who have 6. That's
Redirect have like 8 players in master.
Yeah. Right. I mean, Order of Oaks is 7, so we also did. We got out of there as well with a couple extra players.
Lots of options.
Right. Which just a quick response to chat right now. I just want to let you guys know that my beard is a fan of Greybeard's beard. Just like so everybody's sorry on that. He's definitely got the better beard.
No, I see chat's devolving into a beard discussion. But Alex did get a pretty prime mention, so that's good.
Yeah.
I know it's clean, but my beard wants to be his beard. Anyway. So, which takes us to Critical Force. The Bravo Force has picked Flash first, which I'm a big fan of him. Obviously, I like we play some games together, and he's very comfortable in rival. I think he's gonna definitely make a big dent in season 3. In season 2, he had a chaotic start with VK. Which I was part of that story, sort of. and then he ended up becoming captain of DSQ when I also became captain of the DSQ prospects. So we kind of like had that parallel story happening, and he ended up in the playoffs and he did really well. Like he's a very easy player to build chemistry with. In Critical Force, they got some of the good players to watch out for. Amiru is there, Clucker is there. For some reason, those two players didn't get picked like immediately, and they got sent to Critical Force. But they still have to eliminate 2 players in the top 3, which is
that is rough.
which we think is bad. But actually,
I have to tell you, as a rival player, the first time I've competed in anything and we got horribly smashed by Critical Force, I am thrilled they're losing one of those players.
Yeah. The issue is that the 3 players they got at the bottom are all part of a roster I would pick to win this win this tournament. And so it doesn't really matter who they get rid of in the top 3. At the end of the day, they still got a very powerful team. And side conversation with Brovit, like he seems very happy with his rival team. For Template now, picked Jezareza first, and then Mr. Gravy here was their second pick. So you got thrown out of round 2. I'm not really comfortable with this conversation because I have some hard news for you.
There's a whole funny story behind
Alex, nothing you can say is going to come as a surprise to me. So rock and roll.
I was so miffed that
Right,
Greybeard got thiefed from us.
It was a whole story behind the whole Greybeard pick as well. It's so funny because I remember specifically that when I saw Greybeard join, I was like surprised and super excited because I was like, yay, this man is finally taking the plunge. Okay. And then we all knew like deep down that Greybeard's definitely going to go to Order of Oaks. Like we had a chat about some other AGMs, GMs, other players. We all were like in the channel at some point. We were like, nah, Greybeard's definitely going to Order of Oaks. There's no reason why he wouldn't go there. But then Bromeo made a mistake. He went into the FM Hub chat, which is a chat that is for all the franchise managers and AGMs and them so they can all chat amongst themselves in there. And he went and pleaded to the other AGMs and GMs to not pick Greybeard and that he's booking to go to Order of Oaks.
I didn't plead. I just said dibs. The end.
Which opened it up for our trolls, which is Mull. And obviously this man is a jokester. He likes to take those chances and create wars in the Discord all the time, which he apparently is Mull the bot man, but he's Mull the useless bot man. But anyways, I hope he hears this. But then he took the opportunity and his positioning in the picking order and then went straight for Greybeard. He didn't even think about it twice.
Wow. All right, but Alex has got great news for me. So yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say this is all a dream, and you're gonna wake up in 3, 2, 1. So the average MMR of the players they have to cut, and they have to cut 2 of them, is 1,368, which puts the bar smack bang in the middle. However, they have a nice distribution, so if they make sacrifices at the top, they could be keeping lower level players, and that opens up quite a few options. So mostly top 3 picks, but that could be negotiable. Then we move on to DSQ Esports. Team Viola has picked its Stubbsy and Ender. Ender cracked at the moment. He's doing a lot of damage, and I think a player that people didn't really see him coming because he's done damage in the first season of RSC, and I don't think he really marked himself as a rival player in season 2, but season 3 he's flying. Like he's got everything that he needs to make a team work, and no doubt they're centering the strategy around this. And he's actually made captain of the team.
Just a quick one for this. Ender plays for PRG, doesn't he?
Yes.
He plays
champion, high school champion.
Yeah, alongside Teacher. Yep. So I'm not surprised that this man is getting good really quickly because he's got some very good teammates at school level, and now he's joining the RSC with a wealth of championships and all of this experience, and now he's just getting better and better. So no, props to him. And I'm sure he's going to be one of the standouts this season.
Further information, I think Ender also played for Kuro Dermville before they actually got him over to PRG, I think. I'm not too sure on the whole details around that, but I think that did happen, yeah.
Well, Ender's in chat, so he can confirm or deny.
Yeah, you'll tell us his pro story.
He's there, like,
Oh, here we
Yes,
go.
Falcon.
Yes, you're correct, Falcon.
he's calling you out by name. And which is also our second team that has already crystallized their four-man roster. They released Marzek and they released Big Ben Kauna already. So it's most of the teams that crystallized for 4 were coming from 5, but this is actually a 6-player team. They already eliminated their 2, and I want to say it's a thing that Voodoo said to me before, and I want to do a shout out to him right now if he hears this, that I respect that a lot, that there's considerations being done for players by eliminating them early and giving them a chance to be free agents during the preseason. And some teams will hug their players and keep them until midnight on Sunday and make sure that they keep all their options open. But it's RSC is about growth, it's about development, it's about community, and you also have to think about this that way. And if I can do like a little call to action for the other GMs, like think of the players. Like if you're gonna get rid of him, don't play cards, don't play games. They have a heart.
I feel like Alex has been burned somewhere before. And now he's
trauma
She
therapy
never
going
called
on
back.
here. Yeah.
She never called back. Oh, actually, that happened to me. I just realized it's true. It's even true. Invade got rid of me at midnight on Sunday, and I was captain preseason, and they literally just like sent me, "Hey, yo, nice, ciao."
See ya.
Yeah, man, that
Alex
sounds
is on his villain
that sounds
arc.
like a trauma dump. So I'm glad that we could be your safe space today.
Well, it was unrealized trauma. I didn't know it was there, but it was there. So now,
On
thank you guys
Twitch
for
in
this
front of
therapy.
everybody. Now
Yeah, I
everybody
mean-
knows.
You're my support system.
Yeah, I should start
Order of
charging.
Oaks picks Akropovic as the first pick,
Oh, easy.
which I'm so happy. This man
Easy.
deserves the love.
Acro is one of the biggest demo players in the scene right now. He, I think he got season 1 top demo, and before Olympic came along and absolutely shattered the record. He got 150.
Polished it?
Yep, that's the one. He got like 150 demos last season, and like 54 of those came from one game. And I will never stop saying this. Shadow Esports, Sparky Cracked, I'm watching you. That game will be marked in my heart forever, because that man got more demos in that one game than most players got in the entire season of RSC.
Hectic.
So I finished in second, and I think I clocked 100. But
So you mean game or series?
Series.
series.
Well, it was a series,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
In a series, so 4 games played and 40 demos done. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's because like 41 game is a different conversation. It's like talk to your therapist kind of thing.
It worked out to, and he only played 3 games. The last game was forfeited. So 54 demos in 3 games.
I think,
So do the maths on that. That's like 17 demos each game. That's
I
wild.
think
honestly.
they did do the maths, and that if they calculated all the time together that the players were dead, I'm not exactly sure if I'm right, but I think it was like 2 minutes 18 seconds per player that they weren't playing.
Yeah, they missed half a game just because they were dead.
It's like those ninja screensavers. They can't win if they're not on the map.
But yeah, so like just circling back, Acro is one of the best players in his tier. He's a solid servant, being part of the bro community a long time. And we recently picked up Mr. Green as well, and they play together on Ox. I think, maybe not, but they've played together for a very long time. So I'm not too clued up on the whole rival team thing, but I know that Mr. Green and Acro are going to be core of it.
Most likely.
Okay.
Because Mr. Green
Which
was
might
a
be a
menace
bit
with
of a
Joker.
problem because technically they have to eliminate the top 2 players, including Mr. Green and Gingerbeard. Mostly because they can only keep them by making big sacrifices So they'd have to eliminate another player in the middle of the board, at least. And that's the problem. Mr. Green and Kropovic are second and third. And those are the compromises you'd want to make to be able to keep a consistent roster around them. And so Gingerbeard definitely needing to go if Green and Akropovic are staying. And then probably Snappy right away. I'm not even sure that works in terms of MMR. So
It does.
maybe consider transfers.
It's also because Snappy never joined our server or responded to DMs. He's one of those dead on arrival players. Hasn't responded. It happens, but it's sad because Snappy is getting deprived of a shot at making a team. He's going to go to FA, and there's no shame in that, but it's just the way it goes.
Ford Hilux, how did you beat Falcon in a 1v1?
You know, these people are riding this.
I scored 4 goals in a match we never finished.
Unbelievable. I went in there, it was like, we're gonna mess around, and then Alex was like demon mode all of a sudden.
I know, it cracks me up because I do a lot of warming up. Like
I do not play ones. Okay, I'm putting it out there. I do not play ones. I am an elite player, but I'm bottom of the. I should actually be rival, to be honest with you. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm still stuck in elite. Getting like harassed by all these players, and then obviously Alex comes and beats me in a 1v1, which didn't even finish that game.
No, we were waiting for a scrim to start, and then I don't know who was that. A clever rabbit said like, "Yeah, entertain us," and we just went at it, and like, there's just 4 goals happened, and it became a joke. But I didn't really like. Obviously, I would beat you thoroughly if it was a regular match.
No, I actually.
I'm just trying to say full disclosure.
We gotta keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
I don't even doubt it.
Let's go.
Grudge
which
match.
Is,
Let's go.
So they also traded No Maiden to XP Sports and Anashi to Dynasty. So it's kind of surprising they still got their 6 players in. So they actually imported players after getting rid of them. They didn't just like drop them, they actually switched. Which is kind of funny that they still maybe need to find more players to switch around to make it work. Anyway, the last team I'm going to talk about in Rivals, and the first one to make their pick, XP Esports, for their team called Climbers, was Mr. Green, which they immediately traded to Order of Oaks. Which is kind of funny. Mr. Green and Akropovic, first and second pick, and somehow this Order of Oaks guys managed to get both of them into their team because they are both like really worth their weight. But they are stuck in a very hard situation. They have to pick from their two players, and they don't have as many options as Order of Oaks as to which one they can keep. So it kind of looks like No Maiden and Kovas. Kovas, is that his name?
I think so.
So I have to zoom in again. Kovas. Those 2 guys are definitely on the chopping block unless a miracle transfer happens. And just to remind you, all these guys are gonna have to be 5 players by tonight.
No, by Wednesday.
No, by Wednesday.
By Wednesday, sorry. I didn't make that mistake enough. Let me do it another time. Just to really hammer in the point that I don't know my dates.
But yeah, no, it is going to be a very interesting pick. I mean, a lot of these teams aren't MMR balanced, and I think the first couple of weeks of the season coming up are going to be very interesting because there are so many good quality players on all of these rosters who will be released, not because they weren't the best team, but just because they could not afford the pick. So I think there's still plenty of drama to unfold here. You've identified a couple of players that just cannot stay in the team, and managers, I hope you're watching this because this is prime opportunity to make a move if you see a team that's mathematically not viable, because that's where you go in and say, hey, I see you got a player you're not using, can we have him? And yeah, I mean, there's still a week left of preseason. This is the first time we've ever had a 2-week preseason, by the way. So it's odd in its own. It feels like we've got so much time, and we've still got another 9-week league. So there's yeah, there's plenty to do still. There's so much drama yet to unfold, and there's so many players. Yeah,
chemistry.
Yeah, I think
so.
It's
like
great.
the teams we see now, even if like they're playing their main 4 or so during this preseason process, it won't. And even during the first, like, let's say 2-3 weeks of league play, but that by the end, when it comes to the playoffs, or the last 2 weeks of league play, it's going to be like completely different teams, even though it's the same players. That's why I'm never going to take face value what happens in preseason, because even though it's a cool little benchmark, I suppose, that teams can set for themselves, but like it won't be the same come middle or towards end of league play season.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Alex, is that your prospect and rival roundup done?
Prospect and rival roundup done. So in rivals, watch out for Colocol, Jezza, Acro, and Domino, I suppose. In prospect, watch out for Silver, Kai, Coconut, and watch out, everyone, I'm coming.
No one fears me on the pitch. It's very sad. All right, Bromeo. So moving on to you now. So I don't know if there's any run through you want to do on Elite and Master.
I think this'll be a good one for next week, because I appreciate the in-depth thing that Alex did, and I'll run the baton with Elite and Master next week. But just a quick shout out to some of the teams that we've been seen playing so far. I mean, just having a look at results. Order of Oaks team has recorded 2-0, so they're unbeaten. And the Professors as well. And just have a quick look who's on that team of Professors. It's Tweak, Zany, Blade, Kyron, Nuke. So that is a very interesting team, because they didn't go high. They didn't pick high. And I think that team of Zany and Blade and Tweaks, which is the highest MMR team they can get, they can run it. They can, because they don't have to worry about the high end. So I think because Master is one of those hit or miss leagues, you sign a marquee player, they turn around and say, I'm not really available that much, and you don't get to play them half the time. So Master is a very difficult league to draft for. And I think, given this next week and a couple more preseason games, we'll be in a lot better position to see who's actually going to be making it out of this one.
Then and also when you get into Master, you're starting to get to the that fine line where ego starts to get involved.
But we speak about it so often, but I think. I just want to shout this out to the current crop of Master players who joined us this season, is that you're looking at, and let me just list off a few names of people who you'll see in RLCS. Zany, Bigfoot, Friction, Scruffy, Lackstar, Jeff. We'll get there.
Oh, sorry.
Happy Meal, Daps, LDC, by the way, joining us for RSC. Potato with a Gun, Jerome. Order of Oaks, Werty, Willant, Ravi, Teacher, Ian Redirect, Hyzix, Eliakim, Gold Ninja, Devour, Breezy. Having a look at Shadow, Kexi, Wee Casper, Peanuts, Technic Eagle, D Money, Nitro, and Lost XP, Banana Cat, Duckless. It's just, it makes me so proud to see these players joining us, especially because there's so much Rocket League going on at the moment that joining a community competition and helping the lower guys out, joining us, it just means that we're doing something right here, and it just means a lot to see these players joining us for this season. So I'm really excited, because it means Master Tier is going to be very hotly contested this season. I don't think it's going to be as blowout as it usually is, and I don't think there will be as many non-starter Master teams as we've seen in the past. So I think this is going to be a very good season for Master.
That's very encouraging and great to hear. Jeannie, we didn't miss out Elite. We're going to do the in-depth in next week's podcast. So tonight was pretty much about Prospect and Rival. So you didn't miss anything and nothing was left out. But I think that brings us nicely to a point I want to make, which is always about recruitment for RSC. We are always looking for community-minded people who want to be involved in making RSC the best thing on the continent, which it already is. But if you want to be part of the best thing going in terms of a community league, and a community that is really interested in community, it's any one of us up, please get in touch. And I'm particularly interested in content people. Season 3 is going to be the best content season ever. So graphic designers, editors, casters, anything related to content, please get in touch if you want to be involved. So that's my pitch for recruitment. Always looking for people. So please, we'd love to hear from you. And then a reminder that so if you've got design ideas for an RSC ball, do get in touch. And what else did
I've got something I'd like to
shoot.
Remember, this podcast is going to be a weekly thing, and franchises, orgs, players, if you've got something that you think we should talk about, whether it's a franchise giveaway, a competition that you're doing in-house, something you just want to shout out a player for being damn good that week, anything you want the world to know about what's happening inside your franchise, we can talk about it here. So message Greybeard, message myself. We'll set something up. We will get it out there. This is a nice long format, free flowing thing. So as long as you've got something you want said, send it. We'll say it.
And one of the best ways to do that is to use the hashtag RSCS3. And Flossie, I have to thank you for an earlier comment. When I was missing things on searching the hashtag, I wasn't on latest, which is where I should have been. So we did miss a few things. But we learn as we go, and so we did. Oh dearie me, where am I going? Oh, I'm so good at this. Okay, so we missed a couple of the decals. There's Panda's one. There's Critical Force Gaming. That's their decal. Very, very sexy. And okay, there's some beef. All right, so if you use that hashtag RSCS3, we will see it and we can get it onto the podcast. Yeah, so absolutely. Anything you want out there, make sure you are in touch. And remember, we got playoffs coming off next weekend. Preseason playoffs, Saturday and Sunday are going to be the playoffs. They are going to be streamed. Our broadcast sponsor, Genesis Extreme, is going to be taking care of that. So it's going to be excellent production there. So we're looking forward to that. So that's going to be our next big thing, which does make me think, though, that this is going to conflict with next week's podcast.
I mean, I think if we put through some of the finals on Saturday, that doesn't mean why we can't have a little podcast on Sunday.
Okay, well, we'll work that out. But
we'll figure it out. Small detail.
We'll figure it out. We are going to be back with the still to be named podcast, but it will be named by the next time we have it.
Oh man, I had such a good suggestion too, and we never actually sorted it. I honestly think this podcast should be called Rusterlock. I like it.
No, do you know what, Bromeo? I missed that. I'm so sorry. I was going through all the replies and I saw your one about Brocast, or you did something with Bro.
No, I did cheese a little bit, but I do think Rusterlock's a good suggestion.
It is a very good suggestion.
They're going to agree with me. They say Rusterlock, yes or no. Putting it out to chat. They're going to say yes, Bromeo. That's possibly the best suggestion we've actually ever heard.
Yeah, quite possibly. Up the count.
just call off all bets. This is it. We're done.
All right. Well, we are going to put that out on Twitter for a vote. So we will have a name by the next time we go live for a podcast. But yeah, I think that unless there's anything else we've missed, guys, Alex, anything we've missed before we wrap?
No. I'm gonna stomp every prospect teams out there. And, good luck, I'm coming. It's just like seeing some shots fired my way in the chat right now. I just want to this is coming. It's like I'm not
Alex-
gonna lose this. I'm gonna be second this time.
I have a very bad feeling that your glory days was last season when you came second in everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets any better than that.
It seems Alex can't get past second place, so we'll see
It gets
about
a little bit better.
No.
I was like,
Alex is a
Who do you ask?
specialist number 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've been asked by some GMs before the preseason started, if I was committing to prospect rivals, and my answer was the same to everyone. I don't care. I want to win.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I
If
do
you ain't
not
first,
care.
you're last, Ricky Bobby.
I just want to go to the finals, come out first. I don't care if it's prospect, rivals. If like they make a new tier just for me alone, I don't give a shit. Just like
I love it. I don't have anything left on my side. I'm just so chuffed that we managed to do this because
Yes.
this is the 3rd season of RSC and we finally got a podcast. It's been threatening for so long. And just a quick shout out to Greybeard here for pushing this so much because myself and Sean Falcon over here, we're the admin guys. We make sure that the sheets work most of the time at least. And to get a podcast like this up is so good, and I'm just so excited to see where this takes us this season because we don't have a lot of freeform content, and you know this is for you, the community, so we can talk about the things that you want spoken about. This is the whole point. I mean, I'm happy to sit here for 2 hours and tell Alex how he's only going to come second. And that's it for him. But
hey, that's because I'm a nice guy.
you open the doors for other people first. I get it. I got it. But
it does raise an important point. Is we're not just interested in the Twitter hashtag. We want to get people from franchises, from the community, from the player base, from all the tiers. Come and be on the podcast. Come and do a segment with us. Come and sit back and have a chat. This is really we just want it to be wonderful content for everybody. So whatever your thoughts and ideas are, get involved. We're very, very open to it. I do want to close by raiding someone, but I can't see anyone that's raid worthy that's live. So if someone in chat or any of the panelists know of someone who's live right now that we can go and raid, that would be very cool.
Yeah, I can't see
do
anybody.
not see anyone.
We don't see anybody. No, that's a tragedy. Well, it is Sunday night. It's a work night. Technically, it's late. It's been a tough weekend.
Everybody's getting ready for carte blanche. I got you. I know. It is what it is.
All right, guys. Well, in that case, we're going to wrap it up. But this has been thoroughly enjoyable. And everyone who's been part of it in chat, it's been wonderful having you and Bromeo being a hero after his epic bachelor's party last night, being here. Sean and of course Alex, this has been fabulous. But from all of us to all of you, till the next one, peace. We're out.